Hello everybody. Hello. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. My name is Laurel Dreams ASMR, and today I have another true crime video for you. Before we get started, I would like 1990, Karla agreed to allow Paul to have intercourse with Tammy. Karla conceived a plan to help Bernardo drug Tammy, seeing an opportunity to minimize risks, take control, and keep it all in a family. That's all in quote. In July, according to Bernardo's testimony, he and Karla served Tammy a spaghetti dinner spiked with Valium stolen from Karla's workplace. Bernardo assaulted Tammy for about a minute before she started to wake up. This is what was said. Homolka later stole the anesthetic agent halothane from the St. Catherine's Veterinarian Clinic where she worked. On December 23rd, 1990, this was a week before Tammy's 16th birthday, after a Christmas party at Homolka's household, Bernardo and Homolka drugged Tammy with the animal tranquilizer. She was drugged with a combination of halcyon and alcohol, passing out in the family room in the basement of Homolka house. Tammy's parents and sister Lori were upstairs asleep at the time. The couple subsequently assaulted Tammy while she was unconscious. They filmed the entire assault, and then they were taking turns holding the camera while using the halothane drug to keep her unconscious. next victim was Jane Doe. We don't know her name. Maybe they, kept her anonymous because this lady is still alive. On June 7th, 1991, Homolka invited a 15-year-old girl she had befriended at a pet shop 2 years earlier, known as Jane Doe in the trials, for a girls' night out. After an evening of shopping and dining, Homolka plied Jane Doe with alcohol laced with halcyon. I don't know. When the girl lost consciousness, Homolka called Bernardo to tell him that his surprise wedding gift was ready. Bernardo videotaped Homolka again assaulting the girl before he himself assaulted her. The next morning, Jane Doe was nauseated but thought that her vomiting was from drinking alcohol for the first time, and did not realize that she had been assaulted. In August, she was invited back to the couple's residence at 57 Bayview Drive in Port Dalhouse to spend the night and was again drugged. Homolka called 911 for help after the girl stopped breathing while being assaulted. Homolka called back for a few minutes later to say that everything is all right, and the ambulance was recalled without a follow-up. And she survived. Jane Doe survived. I'm really happy that she's okay. I mean, would you be okay after that? I don't think so, but it's better than just being gone, I guess. Alright. Now we're gonna talk about Leslie. Leslie Mahaffy was born in July 5th, 1976. She had a brother called Ryan. He was born a couple of years later. Her father was an oceanographer for the Canadian Federal Fisheries and Oceans Department, and sometimes would be on assignments away from home for weeks at a time. Her mother was a teacher, though she had been close to her family. When she turned 14, Mahaffy began to rebel and spend periods of time away from her house, but she always phoned home during her absences and kept in touch with her younger brother Ryan, with whom she was very close. Shortly before her abduction, some friends had been killed in a car accident. Early in the morning of June 15th, 1991, Bernardo detoured through Burlington, halfway between Toronto and St. Catharines, to steal license plates, and found Leslie Mahaffy standing outside her home. She was 14 years old. She lived in Burlington, Ontario, and she was a grade 9 student at Robinson High School. She had missed her curfew after attending a friend's wake, a memorial for one of the teens, as well as an informal get-together. One of the teens that died during the accident, and she was locked out of her house. When she found the door locked, Leslie traveled to a nearby plaza to use the pay telephone to ask her friend if she can spend the night, but she was refused. Returning home, she crossed paths with Bernardo, who had been out looking into backyards, hoping to find a victim. Later that day, Leslie's friends telephoned that they had another victim. Bernardo and Homolka videotaped themselves torturing and abusing Mahaffy, assaulting, while they listened to Bob Marley and David Bowie. I don't know, like, at one point Bernardo said, "You're doing a good job, Leslie, a damn good job," adding, "The next 2 hours are going to determine what I do to you. Right now, you're scoring perfect." On another segment of tape played at Bernardo's trial, the assault escalated. She cried out in pain and begged him to stop. And in the description of the scene in the trial, they said that her hands were bound with twine while he was assaulting her. I'm not gonna say how, you can find out online. Mahaffy, so Leslie, later told Bernardo that her blindfold seemed to be slipping, which signaled the possibility that she could identify her attackers if she was set free or lived. The following day, Bernardo claimed Homolka fed her a lethal dose of halcyon, and then Homolka claimed that Bernardo strangled her. So, it's kinda like they're blaming each other. After 24 hours of assaulting her and abusing her from both of the parties, Mahaffy was murdered sometime on June 15, 1991. According to Homolka, Bernardo strangled Leslie with an electrical cord a second time when the first attempt left her unconscious for a few minutes. Homolka was a veterinarian. She was a vet technician, so she had access to sedative drugs which were used to subdue Leslie, the same technique they used in the assault and the following murder of her sister 6 months prior to like this time. It's just so disgusting. How can you do that to your own sister? And how can you just do that to anyone, let alone filming it and then like doing it while they're listening to like music, like it's like they're having fun or something. When Leslie failed to phone home on her birthday about 2 weeks later, her family was certain that she had not called them because she could not. So I guess they started like seriously like looking at where she was. Bernardo stated that he was out of the room preparing the car to transport Leslie to a location where she would be released. When the heavily drugged Leslie died, he has claimed he did not even know she was dead until after putting gas in the car and taking a shower. He tried to pick her up to carry her away. He said he and Homolka panicked So Michael Duchette and his son Michael Jr. found these cement blocks near the shore while they were on a fishing expedition on June 29th, 1991. Leslie's braces and dental records confirmed her identity, and the investigators immediately believed that she was assaulted and tortured. And this was confirmed when the videotapes were discovered in the home of Bernardo and Homolka. They were filming everything. Homolka So according to Bernardo's lawyer, Tony Bryant, Bernardo said that he had always intended to free the girls he and Homolka kidnapped. However, when Mahaffy's blindfold fell off, so Leslie's blindfold fell off, allowing her to see his face, Homolka was concerned that Leslie would identify Bernardo and report them to the police. Bernardo claimed that Homolka planned to murder Mahaffy by injecting an air bubble into her bloodstream, triggering an air embolism. It was not enough that you tortured her. Now you want to do that, okay? It would probably be painful as well. So Leslie's remains are under a family headstone at Burlington Memorial Gardens in Burlington, Ontario. And there is also a heart-shaped garden with a plaque in Leslie's honor in M.M. Robinson High School and a memorial bench close to her family headstone. It's so sad that this is like how it has to be. Anyways, so I will leave this video off at this point. If you wanna continue, watching, and because there is more to the story, do subscribe for the second part, and I'll post that soon after this one. It's just really hard to read all of these horrible things at in one sitting, and I just I need to give myself a break because I spent hours on making this script at night, and now I'm just reading it out loud. It's different when you read it out loud versus when you're watching it. I swear, anyway, I'm really disturbed if you can't tell, and I'm really sad for all of these girls that this had to be how their life ended. Of course, how Jane Doe survived, and I'm really happy for that. But the most infuriating part will be in the next part, which is I just don't understand. So yeah, if you want to see why I'm really angry, do go and watch the second part. As always, I will link all of my true crime videos in a playlist, and I'll put it up there or in the description. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you again on the other one or another video if you subscribe.